We back? Yeah, dude, I was talking shit on ESLint, and the ESLint gods came and struck me dead. I don't know where I cut off at, but long story short, OXC is powering a bunch of the future of the TypeScript ecosystem. There's a bunch of very influential and talented people working on the foundations of OXC. It's going to be powering Vite and Rolldown and all these other things. So that's part of the reason we're betting on OXC. Do you have a link to your keyboard layout? I do. Let me grab that real quick. All right, cool. Let's see here. We've got our derived current step. We've got this shite here. So now when I edit this question, I would expect to not see yeah, I saw farm. I think Evan Yu is involved in OXC and roll down. So I don't think farm will have as much traction as OXC lint. I need to, what is my keybind to move this over? It's this. And let's refresh. Damn, it's still automatically changing. Why would that be? Submitted as false. Maybe I just need to clear my cache. No. Why? Do I have to restart the dev server? Let's add an effect here that is just going to log console.log current question index. Do that. And then we'll run dev. Okay, yeah, looks like we just needed to reset the dev server. Okay, so that was a caching problem. Great. Okay, so we're getting closer. Yep, we're doing. What up, Noons? It's been so long, dude. How have you been? Ew. You don't like Svelte? Where's OCaml? I know. This is for an actual client project, so I'm getting paid to do this. Surviving uni? Nice. Aren't you on summer break? When are your semesters, Noons? Go ahead and clear these. These don't make sense to me right now. Let's go ahead and say this is going to be that one. And let's go to the onboarding. Do I even have a page server yet? Oh, I don't. Okay, so we need to come in here and we need to add a page.server.ts. And we want to add actions. I have not played with Svelte before this. This is my first Svelte experience. And we want to go to the Svelte kit docs. And we want to go look at our actions, form actions. So we're going to come in here. We can make this full screen. We'll say export const actions, and will be this, and we'll say submit answer. And that's going to be an async function that gets an event. And come in here, we can turn off inlay hints. We don't need inlay hints. ago. I really, really like Svelte and SvelteKit, especially Svelte 5. I'm not sure. I don't think I would have loved Svelte as much before Svelte 5. I'm using the Svelte 5 release candidate, um, but I think with Svelte 5, it's really, really good. And I think Rich and the Svelte team has a really good vision for Svelte and the future of SvelteKit once they can focus on migrating a bunch of SvelteKit to Svelte 5. Yeah, I'm really excited for it. It is a lot easier. It's a lot easier to do hard things, and it guides you to doing the right thing in an easy way. Optimize for vibes. That's, yeah. Yep, I think super highly. Well, one, I think highly of basically all the meta framework devs, but I think exceptionally highly of Rich. Let's see here. Okay, we do that. So we were using Superform for this. And so we'll have a schema. And our schema is, say, const schema is going to equal z dot object. Import that from Zod. My job's main agile team website is built with React, and it's the most slow, error-ridden, clunky clunker I've ever used. I've been building with React since 2015. My first React app was still using mixins back in the day. So this is going to need a, let's go in here. We don't need that anymore. Let's go to schema. We have an assessment. We have a user assessment. What up, Kuvi man? Welcome, Raiders. How are we? How was your stream? React is bloated in my limited JS knowledge. Recently started moving to Svelte. Man, like it's bittersweet because I love React, and like I said, I've been using React for literally a decade as of this year. But yeah, I'm finding that Svelte is just easier to work with at the moment, and I'm really enjoying it. I don't think Svelte's perfect, but I think the rough edges and the pain points that I'm currently experiencing are less bad than the pain points that I feel with React and Next currently. Yeah, sorry, Raiders. We are not at the Rust portion of this app yet, but we should hopefully be in. I said this last week, but in the next week or two, we're going to do a bunch of CSV and Excel spreadsheet parsing and number crunching and spin up a little REST API that our Svelte app's going to talk to. Is there no camel portion? Unfortunately not. You tried OCaml today. What was your first impressions? I love OCaml, but it's a bit rough to get started sometimes. For my first impressions that I'd rather use Haskell or Rust. That's fair. I do really, really like Rust. I'm excited to build something real with it. So we have an assessment question, prompt, assessment question scale. There's got to be an assessment answer. Yeah, so we need a answer ID. And we need, this will be a z.string. And then we need the response, which will be a z.queries string. I think that's all we need. Oh, good luck. Yeah, we can, I'll fix it at some point. All right, so we make this schema. Define the schema outside of the load function. Okay, we need our load function now. So let's say export const load is going to be our load. And that's going to be a thing that gets super validate, Zod, and now we'll get our schema, and then we return form. Yeah. Yeah. We have Gangnam Style next. Nice. Okay, so we got that. We don't need to populate it with anything. Yeah, here we go. So in here, we'll just leave that for now. And then in our page.svelte, we'll also get a form, but I can get that through the store, I think, in here. I think I can actually get page.data.store. So I think we can say how do we get, what is it, question mark page.data? How do we do this? I need to go look at the Svelte docs. The other nice thing that they're doing is they're consolidating all of the Svelte docs and websites into one site soon. So svelte.dev, SvelteKit, and SvelteLearn will all be one site. So everything will be in one spot. Curious what part of this is being built with Rust. So I'm eventually going to move the majority of the backend to a Rust API server. And just use SvelteKit to proxy through to that for most things. The first thing we're building with it is there's going to be a portion of this where the clients of the financial advisor coach, they come up and they upload their like metrics for the month, and it's like in a spreadsheet or a CSV. So we're going to basically write the parsing and the number crunching and the job that handles that in Rust. And then once we have that written, that'll probably just read off like a job queue or something. We will probably set up a REST API or try to use the community Rust runtime on Vercel and move our like backend stuff to proxy through to that Rust server instead of this stuff. Should have used Phoenix. Nah. What are we listening to? Who requested this? We have, let me see if I can find this. Page.store. Page.data. this a svelte kit thing and not a svelte thing? This must be svelte kit. Just remember inclusive ranges are bad, okay? Page options. Where did I was reading the docs on this the other day. Loading data using page.data. Yeah, here we go. That's what we want. There we go. So that will have the form on it. Great. So we have the form. Let's go back to the superform stuff. And then from superform, data.form. So we can say here, do it below that. We'll say const, sounds like RuneScape. Superform. You may skip song. I really think that should be on. Oh, this isn't right. It's going to be data.form. I know that's right. Run dev. Okay, so we have very clearly a problem here. Valid exports are load. Okay, so I got something wrong in our page. Let's see here. Server. Export const load. That looks fine. Maybe we just comment out actions. Oh, I bet this doesn't get exported. There we go. Yeah, there we go. So now we got the form. Great. So LSP restart. This is so annoying because form does exist on there. I thought this should generate the types correctly. Okay, now it's good. Maybe not. Ah, that's okay. So we can do that. There we go. Okay. So then we get this. We can uncomment that. We don't need this anymore. Gotta pay for that premium. This is amazing. Pay for premium. I've never heard this song, but it is so catchy and ridiculous at the same time. I'm vibing. So we need to figure out a way to reset the submitted to false. It's an unexpected bop. Facts. You know what we could do? I know there's like a graph on this website that shows the data flow. Where is that? Client validation. I want like on reset. I actually know what I want to do. Check this out. This is so hacky, but it's going to work. I think. If submitted is equal to true, we're going to, this needs that, and another one of these. Submitted will be false. This feels dirty, but we'll see if it works. What else does this have on it? We were trying to use tainted before. Because tainted should be... tainted should just mean it's been touched, right? Tainted would be equivalent to touched. Tainted fields. Is tainted. Tainted fields. When the form data is modified through modifying form, the modified data is considered tainted. So we should be able to come down here. This should... I think we tried this last time, and it was just always like saying it's tainted. Oh shit, I accidentally broke that. No, it's a Boolean. How did I break this? This should be clear. When tapped, it's going to do a macro of that. And then E. This will be next error. Yeah. What up, Avenir? How are you? Save to my keyboard. Pop that open. Connect. Flashing. I'm gonna throw my mug on the charger and grab another drink. Hi, Winnie. All right, let's reconnect that. Got our water. Oh, good point. I don't know if it is or not. Oh, it's a function. Yeah, it looks like it's a function. I don't think I need that, actually. And then we need to add the right form action here. We need to submit posting data. I don't want default. I want a named action. Slash right. This is going to be action is going to equal slash onboarding. And then I think I have to do a question mark. Yeah, question mark slash submit submit answer. Is that what we called it? Oh, we must have closed. Submit answer, yeah. Let's see if we can even just get like a console.log here. In fact, I also want to do like a another effect just to see when this is tainted is running. Was working too hard, I almost missed a phone interview. Yikes. I bet you're right, that doesn't change that reactive state. Okay. Yeah, returns a Boolean. So I should just be able to do, I should not even need like, if it's a primitive value, well, one, I could just use it down here, right? So it'd be like, and now when we refresh, it'd be the opposite. Yeah. I don't know why that is nexting the question. So you're saying I can do that. Just familiarity. I'm not really missing too much from React, to be honest, at this point. This is also like a super simple app still. So it's not like I have like the best sample size yet. Okay, it doesn't look like is tainted changed there. There is a this right here, new store. I'm getting there. I'm sorry I don't listen the first time. I'm still learning and figuring things out, and I didn't fully understand. I didn't understand what my problems were to be able to understand the solutions you were probably suggesting. But we're getting there, and I do appreciate it. So let's do a bun install ruined. So we should be able to import. And then we'll be able to say that shouldn't that like dereference the values? Hmm. Thanks for using Envim. You're a good man. Thank you. Fighting the good fight against Electron one day at a time. Is tainted false? There has to be a way to do this. All right, this will be the opposite of is tainted. This would be enabled, right? And then down here, yeah, there we go. Ooh. Okay, so let's try what Jaden just suggested. So we want, we'll say const tainted rune is going to equal new store, which is going to be our tainted store. And then we have set That's annoying. Is tainted rune dot current. Oh, my. Alpha Bravo Charlie. We don't learn that in schools. Some people learn it for their jobs. Oh. You meta chatting. All right, let's see if that works. Damn. Okay, well, this is fine because we'll just do this the easy way. We'll just say disabled is going to be this piece of state. Oh shit, my headphones just died. Good thing I was charging my other ones. Let's make sure I connected to the right device. XM4s, that should be good. There we go. We'll say disabled is going to be state, and it's going to be true. And then we're going to write a function that will be, I don't even think we need a function, right? We don't need you, don't need you. Down here we need oh, I know what the right thing is here. This is going to be derived, and it'll be assessment. Dot questions. And then the current question index. And then we'll say dot response, which can be undefined. And we need to flip this. Yeah, that's probably what we want. Then we don't need either of these. See you, Jaden. I'm hoping this is right. Yep. Look at that. Not quite right, but we're getting there. We at least transition to the next one. Hell yeah. Okay, we're getting places here. This should actually be onboarding assessment dot. I need to import that. Dot current dot step. The fuck? Okay, that looks good. Oh, we're having fun, Kyle. We're always having fun. Let's look at our database. Okay, so that didn't actually submit. Right, because when we click submit, we should have just seen it logged to the console, right? So if we say we put in 12, we click next, cannot stringify a function. Cannot stringify a function. This needs to be, does this give me autocomplete in here? I can't even see. No, it doesn't. So this needs to be answer ID. Which we'll just say 0 for a second, and then response will be current question dot response. We need to put the answer ID on the current question. So let's go do that. That's going to be in our, let's see here, drizzle queries in this one, I think. Oh, so it is on the answer ID. So then it's going to be actually over, let's see here, in here, no. In here, yeah. Prefer work from home because air conditioner at work is dead and bacon between tests. Oh my God, dude. That's brutal. Where do we map the questions? I do that somewhere down here, don't I? Oh, this is the map right here. So we also want the answer ID, and we're just going to go ahead and throw the answer ID on here as well. Yeah. And we'll go to onboarding assessment, and we'll update those types to have an answer ID is going to be a string. I guess that needs to be optional, right? Because there might not be an answer for it yet. Right, I just fucked this up. That's not what we want. Because answer ID is going to be null in a bunch of cases. Yeah, we don't want you. So that begs the question, when we submit, we won't have the answer ID, but we do want the question ID. Yeah. We'll have to do some validation there, but that's okay. We'll want question ID, which will be current question dot ID. You missed a lot, buddy. We're setting up butt plug controlled keybinds for NeoVim. Do some Kegels. If you do a Kegel, it puts you in insert mode, and then if you Kegel again, it takes you out of insert mode. Who request, yeah. Okay, let's see if we get Hawk Tua. Let me make sure I don't have a meeting right now. We might go a little bit longer because I was up at 4 a.m. dealing with a bunch of this. Okay. Hot tool. What meta? What meta? All right. So we're successfully submitted questions. So now what we want to do is we want to what do we want to do? We want to import our database and we want to say insert and this is going to go into assessment answer. We might need a transaction. What is, I forget what my data schema looks like. Down here, assessment answer. Okay, we need a user assessment ID, which is annoying. We should just pass that along so I don't need it. Yeah. So let's add a user assessment ID, which is a z.string. And then in our, let's see, in here we need to return the user assessment ID, which I'm not sure if I get that in this or not. Oh, our assessment ID is the user assessment ID. I should rename that because that's very confusing. Okay, so that makes it easy to pass that through, right? So the say user assessment assess. Why is assessment the hardest word in the world to spell? Will be assessment dot ID. All right, so then we'll get that on the server. And we'll have that. And we can insert into assessment answer values. And we'll want to put in user assessment ID, which will be form.data.user assessment ID. Then we'll have question ID, which will be form. This is so much simpler than the first time we did this chat. Oh my God. I am so glad I went back and rewrote all this. And then response will be form.data.response, which is already coerced to a string. We'll say await. Hell yeah. Yeah, let me grab the link for you. So my Moonlander layout is public right here, and I can walk through it really quick. Let me troubleshoot this problem because I'm going to wrap up here in a second. I just want to try to see if I can figure this out quick, and then I'll talk through my layout. Assessment. User assessment ID assessment. So that is an actual assessment ID. Oh, I must just have to restart the server. Right. Because it was a prepared statement that must only get cached at startup. So let's say I've been doing this for 5 years. Next. How many households? Let's say I work with 39 households. What's the most important thing you're working? Money. MetaMe is the thing holding me back from my truest potential. So our styling might be screwed up. Oh no. Our styling's kind of screwed up because we don't have that. So we have some bugs with this component, but this looks like it's working. Yeah, this is working, I think. Oh no, it's not. We're still getting some errors. What could those errors possibly be? I don't even have a unique constraint on there. Where am I getting the assessment ID passed through? I thought we fixed this. So we haven't saved any of our answers. That's the value we want right there. I think I know what the problem is. I want to go look at my queries. Yeah, this is going to be ID. There we go. There we go. And let's just make sure the second one works. And some text. We should see. Okay, we got that working. Hell yeah, chat. Okay, we're gonna wrap up. Yosef, if you're still here, I'll walk through my layout quick before we go raid somebody. So I've tried to optimize my layout as much as possible to keep my fingers on or near home row for basically everything. So I have 5 layers. They're all named after either influential computer scientists or programmers. So my top layer, it's probably easier to talk about the things I don't use here. So I don't really use Hyper. I don't use this mech key. I don't use this right now. I really do want to figure out better keys to put here and here. Because I just don't really ever touch those at all. Same with this hyper key. I just never touch it. So the next thing on this row is my Turing key. So what Turing does is this isn't connected. You'll be able to see this. When I press Turing, so you can see kind of like how that's switching up in the top right of OB or the stream. So when I press this with either my pinky on my right hand or my left hand, it activates my Turing layer, which is my symbols. How long did it take you to get used to? The hardest part was probably it being ortholinear, so like straight up and down, rather than the keys being staggered, rather than being split. I think from using NeoVim, I have like a pretty quick adjustment period to keybinds. So like learning and getting used to my keybinds came pretty quick and naturally, but to like get back up to like 100 words per minute typing, it probably took me a week and a half or so. So on my Turing layer, I have on my right hand all my brackets. So open, close parentheses, curly cues, triangle brackets, square brackets, and then I also have my like strings or quotations up here. I have my backslash on my right pinky. I have the front slash on my left pinky. And then these are just kind of placed on or around home row. And they're basically like as close as I can get them to the frequency in which I use the symbols. So like I use equal all the time. So that's on my index finger. Same with at. What else is important? Nothing else too important on this layer. Hopper is kind of just my like operating system Windows management type layer. So in this layer, I hold down generally this key right here to get the hopper. And that enables my arrow keys, which are HJKL. I have my volume controls. I have the play pause music. Previous song is on P. Next song is on N. I have this key to basically like spread my windows, screenshot, and then I can move my windows around on this layer too, using basically home row on the other one. I don't think this is actually doing anything. Yeah, I don't think that one's doing anything. The next layer is my Vim layer. So when I hold down Brahm, which is going to be with one of my ring fingers on the bottom row, that goes into my NeoVim layer. So if I hold it with my right hand, I get I can go between my diagnostics. So like next warning, next error, next diagnostic. And then if I press my middle finger down, I go to my Lovelace layer, which is essentially the same as my Brahm layer, but instead of next diagnostics, it's previous. So I can just jump between my diagnostics super fast, like that. And then I also, if I hold it down with my left ring finger, I can use harpoon, right? So there's my harpoons. I can toggle highlights with H, and I can jump half a page up and down using J and K. Tmux is just my Tmux keybind. It's like literally control, yeah, semicolon. And then finally, my last layer, which I don't even know if I've ever really used, is my church layer, and I just have a numpad over here. So that's basically the whole thing. I gotta get to work, y'all. I will be back tomorrow morning, 7 a.m.-ish. I have an ad in progress, but that's all right. Let's find somebody to raid. We got Dax going. Tej is doing C. Let's raid Dax. I don't know if I've ever had the chance to raid Dax before. All right, y'all. Have a lovely, lovely hump day. And we will be back tomorrow to wrap up the onboarding assessment and actually get to email verification. All right, y'all.